Let's go to page 17, and this is section 2.1. This has to do with the square root of -1. As you know from the algebra, square root of -1, this is equal to I, and this is an imaginary number. And so when you try to simplify the exponent with the I, so the I to the 0 power, anything to 0 power is 1, and I to the 1 would be I. Let's use a cursive. So I to the square would be give you -1, because if you square both sides you get -1. So I to the 3 power. Now to figure out this, you just multiply these two together. So this give you -I. By 3 power is 1 times 2 power. I to the 4th power, you square that, right? You square this, you get that. So -1 squared give you 1. So you can see that it goes in a cycle of 4. Okay. So when you go to I to the 5, so I to the 5 is 1, the I to the 1 times I to the 4. So this times that will give you I. I to the 6 would be these two, right? I to the square times this. So times this together give you -I. I to the 7 equal to these two together. You times this by this, you get -I. And I to the 8 is I to the 4 times I to the 4. So it's 1 times 1 will give you 1. So again, you can see it going in a cycle of 4. So with this in mind, that when you're going to simplify the high exponents, for example, if you have I to the 101, for example, so you go back in cycle of 4. Okay, so basically you just go and figure out how many cycles you can go back. And the way to do that is just go 101 divided by 4. And so you're going to get 2, 5. Okay, so you can go back 25 cycles and you're going to get 1 left over. So this will equal to I to the 1. And so this will equal to I. Okay. So you can same thing if you have really high exponents, like I to the, let's say 1999. Okay. So you can use 1999, you divide by 4. Okay, so you can go back the cycle of 4, and you can go back 499 cycles, and you're going to have 3 left over. So this will equal to I to the 3. Okay, and I to the 3 will give you -I. Okay, so I to the 3 will give you -I. So that's how you simplify with the high exponents to the imaginary numbers.